It's me, Box Office Ricky, and this is the channel where I review the latest movies that came out in theaters and give you my feedback and let you know what I thought of it. So these are quick, short reviews. I do spoil the movies towards the end, just an FYI. This week, I reviewed the movie The End of Oak Street, starring Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. This is a film that is directed by the guy that did It Follows. So let me dive into my review. I really wanted to love this movie. It's, the 1980s nostalgia, and it's got dinosaurs. Based on that premise alone, it sounded exciting. But the movie, just to be 110% accurate, is not exciting. The 1980s setting doesn't really work for me. It feels like they're trying to capitalize on the love of Stranger Things instead of doing something interesting within that era. And I gotta say, the dialogue is incredibly flat and clunky. Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway spend way too much time telling instead of showing. You get lines like, "Oh, look, there's a glowing object over there." When we already see it, it just, you don't even need to say it. Just go over there. Just let the characters react naturally instead of explaining everything to us. And with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, I don't feel like they've had a lot of chemistry on camera at all together. I don't know if it's the script or the dialogue, but I don't believe them as a married couple. Even though their characters are going through their own problems, I never get the sense that these two people were ever once in love. Now, warning, this is where I get into my spoiler territory area. And this is really where I'm going to shit on this movie. There is literally a scene of two dinosaurs having sex in this movie. It's just one of those moments where you're just sitting there in the theater thinking okay. It was funny being in a theater with kids and kind of yeah, I don't know what that's about or why they put that in the movie. Doesn't really make sense to me. Sure. And then a major spoiler is the Ewan McGregor dad character dies, and the way he dies is completely laughable. It's clearly supposed to be this heartwarming, wrenching moment when you're supposed to be devastated over the death of this dad, but the execution is completely comical. He gets first his leg chopped off, and he's just sitting there with his leg in the air, and then the T-Rex just eats half his body, and that's you cut to Anne Hathaway, and you hear the crunching sound. It was a pretty weird moment. I gotta say, didn't really work for me. It was not one of the best deaths of all time. So I will say, if this movie is trying to appeal to the Jurassic Park crowd, I think it fails miserably. Even the CGI doesn't work for me. The dinosaurs never truly look real. Everything looks like computer graphics, almost like an AI generated imagery. So overall reviews, I would say I do not recommend this movie. To me, it's a huge box office disappointment. I think the box office results also show it. Spider-Man Brand New Day is still #1 this weekend. And if you are going to the theater this weekend, I recommend you go see Spider-Man Brand New Day again. That's actually worth the money. All right, guys, that is my box office review. And like I always say, in a world where you can be anything, why not be a kind person to one another? Kind to yourself and kind to your neighbor. Thanks. I'm out.